This dish is the sea and the earth coming together, and the flavors are incredible. I'm making coriander and orange pan-fried scallops with a beetroot puree, beetroot wedges, and an orange vinaigrette. Now to start with, I'm gonna zest an orange because I need the juice out of it and I need the zest. And it's really hard to get the zest out of something after you've juiced it already. So get the zest off the orange and just put that zest to one side. We're gonna use it right at the end of the dish. Next step is you want to break down the coriander seeds into flakes. And when they've come down into flakes, just divide that mixture, because half of it we're going to use for the scallops and half of it we're going to use in the roasted beetroots. So into the bowl I've got beetroots, and I'm going to be pouring over the fresh orange juice from one orange and also the coriander flakes, season, and then I'm just going to leave it to marinate for 10 minutes, just until that citrus orange starts to permeate the skin of that beetroot. After 10 minutes, start to wrap them in foil, and we're going to make these little parcels and drizzle over some olive oil through the top and then sprinkle over some salt as well. Close the parcel up and sit them upright on a baking tray and roast them for 40 to 45 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit. First thing to do after roasting the beetroots, when they come out, just open up the foil, but don't get rid of any of the juice that may have fallen at the bottom in that little parcel. And then using gloves or some kitchen towel like I am, all you have to do is gently rub the skin, and that outside skin will come off really easily, and you'll just be left with that beautiful flesh. Top and tail the beetroot, just cut the tops and cut the ends off. Now one of the beetroots you will just want to leave aside because that's going to be our wedges component, and the other beets we're going to be putting in a blender to make a beetroot puree. So all you have to do in a food processor or a blender with the juices from the foil parcel, blitz until you get a puree. Now if it's too thick, you can add just a little bit of olive oil just to give it that smoother consistency, just in case you haven't got that many juices from the roasting. And really blitz it well. You want it as smooth as you possibly can. Now set it aside and just place it in a saucepan ready to reheat when we start to plate up. So for the vinaigrette, what I'm going to do is utilize the marinade that we used with the beetroot, so that orange juice that we used before. So really simple. I've got some olive oil, some red wine vinegar, and also that orange marinade that was with the beets. I strain it so I get all the little bits and pieces of whether it's salt, pepper, whatever's left over from the marinade, and any little orange chunks, because I want it nice and smooth. And then just put it in a bowl, put it to one side until we're ready to use it. Now for the scallops, the star of the dish. You want to get the freshest scallops you can buy. This doesn't really work with frozen ones. You're not going to get that real flavor. So go down to your fish market, grab some scallops. If you've got to cut them in half yourself, if they're like really thick, you can always get another portion out of them if you're trying to look after your budget. Put them on a plate, drizzle some oil over the top, and also season them with salt, pepper, and the coriander flakes as well. Now the secret here is we've oiled the scallops so we don't oil the pan. You want to get a pan nice and hot until it's smoking. Don't worry about it. And then place the scallops straight into the pan. You'll hear that sizzle, and then cook them each side for 1 minute. And what you're looking for is when you turn them over, you've got that beautiful ring crust on the scallop. And you'll actually see on the side, they'll go from that translucent to a nice little white color. Now the thing with scallops is don't overcrowd the pan, you'll boil them. Don't put too much oil in, you'll boil them. That's why I oil the scallop, not the pan. And right at the end, take them out and just juice them with some fresh orange juice, just a little bit on the top. And that just lifts everything and makes the scallop go pop. So to serve, really simple. Get the beetroot puree, spoon it over the middle of the plate, and set the scallops on top of the beetroot puree. Add some little wedges of beetroot from that beetroot that we had left for the wedges. Drizzle that orange vinaigrette around the side of the plate. Sprinkle over that zest from the orange we did at the beginning. I'm putting over some baby parsley. You could also use baby coriander or cilantro if you wanted to. I just find that there's too much cilantro going on if I add a fresh herb there, because the fresh herb is a real intense flavor of coriander or cilantro. Whereas I find the seed, even when it's flaked, is a much milder flavor. So for those people who don't like coriander or cilantro as much, this is a great option. Using the parsley still has a great flavor, looks fantastic, but it doesn't have that real whack of overdoing it with coriander and making everything taste like cilantro. It is the flavors of the sea meeting the flavors of the earth. You've got that beautiful ocean scallop with the earthy beetroot. You've got the citrus in the orange, that nice flavor profile and contrast with the coriander or cilantro, and again, just using the flakes. You've got different textures with the beetroot wedges, with the puree. And when you cut into that scallop, you will find absolute gloriousness. Beautiful pearly white, and those beetroots are just starting to permeate through the scallop, and you'll get these beautiful pink little dyes running up the scallop on the outside. It looks amazing. The recipe is in the description below from my website, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it around with your friends and family, and I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you real soon.